more than 460 people have been injured in the Catalonia region as Spanish police tried to halt Sunday's independence referendum. Police in riot gear clashed with people gathered outside polling stations. They stormed some of those stations, seizing ballot papers and boxes. Spain has declared the referendum illegal. The country's deputy prime minister, meanwhile, has defended police actions.
Ellos han cumplido las órdenes de la justicia.
The Spanish police have fulfilled the orders of justice. They have acted professionally and in a proportional and proportionate manner. The aim of their actions were not people but electoral material. They always wanted to protect rights and freedoms.
Well, let's get to a quick update on that situation now. I'm joined live from Barcelona by our correspondent, Dan Williams. Dan, just to begin with, what more can you tell us about the clashes and injuries during today's referendum?
Yeah, it's been a brutal day here in Catalonia. Hundreds, as you say, have been injured following these clashes. These images that will live long in the memory of bloodied and battered voters who went out to cast their vote in this referendum and have since clashed with police here following a range of clashes outside these various polling stations across Catalonia. Much of the focus has been here in Barcelona, though that's been really the key focus of these police action. But of course, all over Catalonia, we've seen people beaten by police as the Spanish police have tried to gain access to the various polling stations. Now, we've seen old ladies being hit by police. We've also seen the Catalan police clashing with the Spanish National Police. The Spanish National Police also clashing with firefighters as they attempt to keep the Spanish police from entering these voting stations where they were seeking to take away the ballot boxes after the rule from the Spanish government where they have called this unconstitutional and illegal. So clearly, though, this referendum is still ongoing. There are still people voting, and certainly in the last few hours it would appear as though, from what we can tell, a lot of the police action seems to have disappeared somewhat, but so there are still people voting. And I'm here in Catalonia Plaza where people are gathering ahead of what could be some kind of result in this referendum, which could of course have huge implications going forward.
We will come back to that in just a moment, but just looking back at the events of today, and of course, as you say, those scenes you described really does come down to a brutal day. Why is this referendum considered so contentious, Dan, for Spanish authorities?
Well, the Spanish government had been clear for years that there would not be a referendum, and following a series of procedures, a referendum was called by the Catalonian government, and this is the situation we are now in. And leading up to this, the Spanish government have been clear that this should not go ahead. They called on the Catalan authorities to stop this referendum, and they believe that their action today is upholding the integrity of Spanish law. So that really is has been really the background to all of this. But of course now it really is the whole area, not just here in Catalonia, but of course across Spain now, where this really is a very much a contentious issue, and a really very much an uncertain future now lies ahead.
And as you mentioned a little earlier, you are standing there in that central square where it seems that people are gathering in the hope of some kind of results. But considering that the Spanish government has declared this vote illegal, how likely is it then that the region, the Catalonia region, will actually split from Spain?
Well, given all the images that have happened over the last 24 hours or so, if you told me a little while ago that there was this potential of Catalonia declaring their independence from Spain, it would have seemed unlikely. That this may well have just been a referendum almost of trying to put further pressure on Madrid in order to make this an official referendum some point into the future. But given the violent scenes that we have seen, and given that the Catalan authorities have already said that if there is a yes result for independence, then that declaration, a unilateral declaration of independence from Spain, could happen within 48 hours, and certainly the momentum here now, the feeling amongst Catalonians here now is for that process now very much to continue. So even if this particular referendum is stopped, then really going forward it really does raise a huge question mark over the future of Catalonia and the relationship with Spain, and there will be yet further determination now following these scenes that is now followed through by the authorities.
Indeed. Well, thanks very much, Dan Williams, following events for us there in Barcelona.